Welcome to a quick video on preparing for year-end. Today we'll be going through how to order your payment summaries, how we can help you, when to submit your order, some things that you can do now, and 8 key tips. To order your payment summaries, you need to ensure that your grossed up reportable fringe benefits, or RFB, are sent through to Aussiepay. These are due on the 19th of May. Order forms this year will be due on the 7th of July, and employees must receive their payment summary by the 14th of July. You need to make sure that all employees' payment summaries reflect accurate employer and employee information. How can we help you? In April, we sent you year-end reports. These are interim reports and they contain everything that you need to balance your financial year. This year we'll have online delivery of payment summaries to your employees and electronic report delivery options. Make sure that you're not doubling up on production and save on costs. Employees with Employee Self-Service or ESS can print their own payment summaries if they need it. When you're ready to submit your order, you need to confirm that your final payroll has been processed. You need to review your year-end reports, confirm reportable fringe benefits and reportable employer superannuation contributions, and also confirm your allowances and deductions. For your information, all payrolls with an accounting date between the 1st of July 2016 and 30th of June 2017 will be allocated to the current financial year. Make sure you don't place your order until you've reviewed and approved all details in the year-end report bundle. If you have made any adjustments to any information, reports will usually be resent for a final approval, but your payroll consultant will work with you on that one. If there's any adjustments after your payment summaries have been produced, there may or may not be additional charges, but speak with your payroll consultant as soon as possible. And just remember that order forms will be due on the 7th of July. There's a couple of things that you can do now. First off, provide your reportable fringe benefits. Update your employer and employee details. Make sure that you check your reportable employer super contributions and complete an interim reconciliation. The actual year-end order forms will be available from the 15th of June. So moving on to reportable fringe benefits, you need to use the template that's previously been provided. Ensure that they're submitted by the 19th of May. If you haven't received a template like this, please contact your payroll consultant. Next is the employer details form. The employer name should match the name that's registered with your ABN. This is your registered business address. If it's not your postal address, just let your payroll consultant know. Double check your phone and your fax number. Next is the ABN number. This does appear on payment summary, so it does need to be correct. Moving on to the payment summary signatory. This is a very important name throughout the process. It's the person within your business who meets the ATO requirements to sign a payment summary. The ANSI code is the code that your entity fits into based on your primary business activity. And lastly, the form is required to be signed by the payment summary signatory, not just a senior authority. Next is the employee details form. On this form, double check your employees' names and make sure that they're correct. Confirm that the start dates for all of your employees are correct. And also double check the tax file numbers. If you do see a generic tax file number on this form, contact the employee for their details. If you do have any terminations registered for your business, make sure that the final date is correct and that it has been processed. Employee addresses are reported to the ATO and should all be Australian addresses. Make sure that they're correct. If your employees have ESS, they'll be able to update these themselves. If you do have any changes that you would like us to make, simply fill it out in the changes section on this form and scan it back to us at Aussiepay. Next is reportable employer superannuation contributions. To quickly cover this, RESC are super contributions that you make that your employee has had an influence over. Any employer contributions in addition to the compulsory superannuation guarantee, or SG, that are included in a company-wide policy may not need to be included in RESC. Things that should be included in RESC are salary sacrifice to superannuation and additional employer contributions that an employee has asked you to make. So it might have been part of contract negotiations or salary deals. SG and company-wide additional employer super should not be included in the RESC total. In this column here, you'll see a yes and a no option. Yes indicates it records for RESC and it should appear in the RESC section on the Payment Summary Reconciliation Report, and it will also appear on the Employee's Payment Summary. So next you can do an interim reconciliation. The basic tools that you'll need is a month-end payroll summary from the last completed month. You may want to check your general ledger or accounting software for any additional balancing you might need to do. You'll need to check your allowances and deductions such as super or tool allowances, check your additional employer super and any employee termination payments or ETPs. So moving on to our 8 key tips. The first tip is to start preparing and planning now. Avoid any last-minute issues and make sure that you can meet your employer obligations. Next is to educate your stakeholders. Make sure that you let other people know what you'll need and when you'll need it. This is particularly relevant for the payment summary signatory in a lot of cases. Make sure you're ready to order. Try not to order too early. Don't forget to check your figures first. Try not to rush through the process. Make sure that you leave plenty of time to make sure that you've got the right figures and everything is stress-free. Make sure that you check all of your reports thoroughly. It'll save you a lot of time in the future. Also reconcile your reports. Don't just assume that everything's okay. There might be some changes that maybe finance or somebody else in the business has made. And give yourself time. Don't order too late. Order forms will be due on the 7th of July. And lastly, help us to help you. Our priority will be payment summary production and ensuring that your figures are accurate and correct. Any non-urgent requests can be prioritised daily to make sure that everything's flowing smoothly. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. We certainly hope that it adds value to you and your business and will assist you throughout the financial year.